Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys in California. Before I begin, give all praise to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. I pray the Most High blesses this lesson this evening. Gives more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past in order to understand events that are currently happening on the earth. So we get a much better understanding of the things that are soon to come on the earth. Brethren, I ask the Father to give us a deeper meaning of what we've been seeing going on with this Damar situation. Please reveal some esoteric understanding as to what is going on with this situation with the player for the Buffalo Bills. And this is kind of like what he showed me, and we'll see if you agree or not, but there's some things that are going on. As always, remember, they've taken the Bible and made it literal. And a lot of things were meant to be esoteric, were meant to be spiritual. Got to understand there's a spiritual, aspect to everything. So this little situation definitely has a spiritual aspect to it as well. Now, when you saw Demar get injured, you can think of Demar as representing this Babylonian system. And you saw, him make the tackle, take a couple of steps, and then fall. Just like the Babylonian system has fallen, right? And right from jump, everyone was talking about their thoughts and prayers, bringing together their thoughts and prayers in order for Demar, but we'll just look at Demar as actually representing this Babylonian system and how the people are come together wanting this system to come back, the good old days to come back, the way things used to be to come back. And everyone has come together in this Catholic universal system, praying for, status quo and things to come back to as it was before. And as you can see, what they've done is what they've always done. They have conveniently forgotten what got this Babylonian system into the mess that it's in. If you look at Demar here, and you must remember that a lot of these sports entities forced all of its members to perform a certain act. If you wanted to be part of their system, if you want to participate and make that money with them, you had to perform a certain act over the last couple of years. But see, now that there's all these things that are happening, the world is quick to want to forget about its history. The world is quick to want to forget about what it forced the world to do in order to play the game that they love so much. It came down to, are you going to believe in men? Are you going to believe in the Most High? And I've seen, many people, even like I said, in my family, who used to always talk down about, conspiracy, talk down about the government, talk down about how there's all these things that were going on and they wouldn't participate in this, and that. And they were the first ones to line up. When it's time for the rubber to meet the road, many people showed how, how weak they were, how they were not willing to take a stand for the Most High. Now, if you kind of look at Damar and you look at the NFL, the NBA, and what they made their players do, we all know what that is already. And we know that the consequences are starting to rear their heads. That happened with Damar, and it also happened with Babylon. Babylon was given the 70 shepherds. They were given their opportunity to control and run the world. They were given, the Israelites were handed over to them for a time, but they were supposed to have treated the Israelites a certain way, and they refused to do so. So the Most High has had the angels keeping track, okay, of the ones that they are responsible, the Israelites that they've been responsible for killing. This all goes back to the book of Enoch and the 70 shepherds. But if you start looking at things spiritually, you see how the whole world, all of a sudden got really religious this week because they wanted their football games back. They wanted status quo back. They wanted their playoffs back. So they were all praying. You really think they care about how this brother's actually really doing physically? People die every single day, and it barely gets a blip, on the news. But, in order to, make it look good, they wanted to, oh, look, he's so much better. I heard people, the commentaries talking about this. Oh, look, he's so much better. So now we feel okay, or we feel better with going back and talking about sports again and everything else because he's doing so much better. You see that? And that's ultimately what they want. They want status quo back. They want their money back. They want their prestige back. And that's what they've been working for. So think of things as a spirit. Look at it spiritually. Babylon fell on Monday Night Football. The whole world wants Babylon to come back because that's all they know. And that's what they love. So the whole world will go to a universal church and they will all pray to their God. Imagine, look at now, this just happened pretty much right after, or pretty close to their new year. Pretty close to the new moon or the full moon. You got all these things going on right now. So you see how they're fighting for status quo. And the whole world, like I said, they are all quick to talk about, these people are not religious. These people are not picking up Bibles, not studying, not chasing after the Most High. But they think it's just as simple as, well, if we all come together and we all pray, God's going to give us what we want because we're all asking for it. And we understand that, they want their Babylon back. They want their golden city back. They want their opportunity to destroy our people and there never be any consequences. See, it's just amazing how they think that just praying is going to be enough. That there's not going to, they don't have to suffer for anything that their forefathers have done. It's okay the fact that we've had to suffer for the last few hundred years because of what our forefathers have done. But they don't have to pay those same wages. All they want to do is just hide their history, just like they're hiding the fact that there might be some other causes as to what's been going on with Demar. They said, "Oh, it's a very rare heart disease." Or it was amazing because they got that same MO for everything. This one doctor he wasn't even like a doctor that was observing or examining Demar, but he came on. I saw him on the news talking about how, Oh, he suffers from a very rare heart condition. It's like, how would you know? But anything to, lull the masses back to sleep. Oh, okay, I feel better now because that's just something that he has to deal with. That's just something that it's like we've been lied to about absolutely everything. So now you decide if you want to continue to just accept all the lies. What exactly have they not lied to us about? They've lied to us about absolutely everything. Just calling us white, I'm sorry, calling themselves white and us black is a huge lie that the vast majority of the world is willing to just, accept hook, line, and sinker because they don't want to actually take any steps to do some research because they might not like what they found. They might not like what they find. In fact, we know they're not going to like what they find because as you keep pulling that peeling that onion back, it just gets worse and worse and worse because of all the lies. You got one lie, you got to put another lie on top of that one, another lie on top of that one, another lie on top of that one, and that's exactly what they've done. And as you start to peel that onion back, you start to realize that this whole society has been, you know, built on a foundation of nothing but lies. There is nothing in this society that's not based on some type of a lie. Because when the truth starts to come out, the vast majority of the world just ignores it because they cannot combat it, they cannot prove it wrong. So what they do is go out of their way to just ignore it. So what you saw was a way to get, Babylon here to come together and to pray for Babylon once again. Again, trying to steal the prayers of the Israelites in order to pray for their system. Oh, let's all come together. Let's all pray. Let's all come together and pray. Because that's all that they want your prayers for their system. And they got many people to pray, because that's what they do. Everyone looks at it as they look at the exoteric outwards. Oh, you're praying for this player right here. Well, if the situation has set itself up that when we all had to make those decisions, and people made decisions, for selfish reasons, then it is what it is. Then it's just people have to just deal with the consequences, just like all of us have to deal with consequences for our actions. We've been dealing with the consequences for our actions for the last few hundred years, and the vast majority of the world has not cared at all. I saw them share this out here today from ESPN. Damar Hamlin taking the Bills game from the hospital. They're taking in the Bills game from the hospital. Bills will return the opening kickoff 96 yards for a touchdown. 96, 15, plus 5 is 6. Number of man. Got everybody with the number 3 on their shirts. You can do that from 96 as well. 9 minus 6 gets you the 3. And whatever meaning you can get through from the number 3, the numerology. I said there's a whole lot of things going on. But, the people are like, oh, our prayers worked and things are going back to normal and things like that. But like I said, things are never going to go back to normal. You've had your time. And that's why we got to look at things spiritually. Look at things representing other things. Don't just look at it as a football game and a player just falling out from a football game. I said, and people praying and going back to football and things back to normal. I said it's much deeper than that. There's spiritual understanding for everything. And they're always trying to use Jake, inside, to represent certain things, using us for, a lot of the stuff that they're doing. So those are just the times that we are in. They want this back. Are they going to get it? Is the Most High hearing their prayers? We know that the Most High does not hear the prayers of sinners. If you haven't, if these people were spending all their time celebrating, Christmas and Thanksgiving and all these different holidays, these holidays of theirs, we're not thinking about the Most High, not thinking about the suffering of His people. So you think that, like I said, we're praying to two different powers. Praying to two different powers. That's why you guys are stuck. You're just looking at everything at an exoteric level and not looking at things as an esoteric level and looking at the spiritual, war and battles that are going on. That's why in the last video we're talking about the motivation of the Catholic Church to canonize books was to go against Manus, okay, and his growth. And as you can see, like I said, those videos don't move very fast because they don't want a lot of that information out. Because it gives a lot more understanding and a lot more context. They're always telling us to take information, take the writings in context. Well, you guys need to do the same thing. You need to take the things that your churches have done in context. Why are they doing what they're doing? Why is it all of a sudden everybody's praying? Thoughts and prayers. Everybody just says that. But have the Israelites been in your thoughts and prayers? Have the things that we've suffered been in your thoughts and prayers? Did you have thoughts, and prayers about the truth and having the Most High lead you to the truth, no matter where that is, no matter where that takes you? Or are you just following a script? It just shows you how quickly everyone is quick to believe anything that they're told and how quick they are to just, fall in line and do anything that they're told. You got many people praying, saying thoughts and prayers. Hey, it looks great on a commercial. It looks great on TV. But is there any, real substance behind your actions? Does the Most High hear your prayers? Are you praying for the Most High and His people? Or are you praying for status quo and things to go back to your normal? That is something between you and the Most High. All praise is the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.